Hi, it's Stephen from Sound of an Ocean Wave, coming to do day 17 of the August daily draws. So we've reached the weekend, so let's see what message we get to focus on at the beginning of this weekend. I'll be taking the first card from the Linestrider Tarot, then an Oracle card from the Enchanted Map Oracle deck. So let's give a last minute shuffle to the deck and choose our first card and see what kind of message we're going to get today. So, our card for today is the Tower. So, I like that tower, very oriental looking. So, to me, this is sudden change. It's about the dismantling of structures and things we've put in place in our lives, that have been built in our lives, that are not working for us anymore, or have never worked for us. But certainly there needs to be a change of structure. We need to rebuild. But first we need to tear down those structures. We need to alter those structures in our lives, and sometimes we need a catalyst. Sometimes out of the blue something will come to compel us to make those changes, or will begin to make those changes for us, and we will have to react to that. And you know, we can cooperate with that process, because if we cooperate with that process, then this process of change, of deconstruction, and then can finish, so that the sooner we can finish, the rebuilding, the restructuring of our lives can take place, and in a way that will be more beneficial to us, and will create the room for our growth. So if all of a sudden we're thrust into a period of rapid and deep change, intense change, that can be a little disturbing, a little frightening, and almost as if that shaking of the very foundations, but not necessarily the destruction of the foundations. It's what's built on those foundations. I mean, the foundation there looks pretty solid, and quite often we can have good foundations, but the things that we build upon it are not necessarily the right things, and it's those things that tend to need to be pulled down and rebuilt, and sometimes it needs to happen quickly, even suddenly, instantly in some cases. That puts us in a little bit of a shock when sudden change comes, but that is only because perhaps time is of the essence, and we don't have time to do it over a long drawn out process that takes a long time, and a gradual dismantling bit by bit. It's going to take too long for us, because there are things that we need to move on to that we can't move on to until that process is finished. So sometimes, we need a situation to come with that forcefulness to get it done quickly, and sometimes it's quicker than we're ready for, but often it's just so we can get it done and then begin to rebuild, because the sooner we can get that done, the sooner that we can move on. So let's and sometimes we can avoid this kind of situation if we examine what the things we've built on our foundations and look where perhaps we do need to rebuild, and maybe we can we can choose to restructure, to tear down some of those things, so that to rebuild voluntarily by ourselves in the way that perhaps we're more comfortable with. Or if we don't, if we just put it off, or we resist that necessity, sometimes the universe will bring something into our lives to knock those tower, that tower down, so that we have no option. So I think the question is, to avoid a really serious tower moment, is there something that you can do to voluntarily and restructure your life in a way that can avoid the necessity for that, and do it in a way that is of at a good pace, that you're not going to drag your feet over it, because the universe has a way of hurrying you up with a tower moment. So you've got a choice there, and maybe this card is saying, well, which path are you going to choose? Are you going to do this willingly and sensibly, and do it in a way that you can handle, that you're more comfortable with, or are you going to force the universe to do it for you, and perhaps it may not be quite how you would like, but the end result is got to happen, for you to be able to have that opportunity to rebuild and to move on. And it's going to happen either your way or the universe's way, and one is a little bit easier than the other, and the choice is ours. So that's what we need to think upon today, to look at our lives and where changes need to be made, and are we going to make them on our terms, or is the universe going to have to force our hands? So I think that's what the card's saying to us today. And let's see what oracle card we get to go with this. And spark. This is a spark of creativity. So and this does follow on, because to me this is the hope that comes after the tower. This is the star card that comes after the tower card. Once you've done that destructuring, once you've looked and pulled away all the things that you really are not helpful to your life, then you can have the spark of creativity to bring new life and new opportunities, and as you rebuild your life in a way that's going to be more life-giving, life-affirming. So do your own tower work before the universe does it for you. Do you deconstruct the tower and rebuild, or wait for the lightning bolt to come and strike it? So you've got a choice there, but I think the universe is saying it's you do it, or we'll do it or the universe will do it for you. But it's so that you can bring a new spark, a creativity, a new beginning. That's what the process is all about. It's not a punishment. It's not an attack upon you. It's to take away the unhelpful energies in your life, and to bringing more life-giving, creative energy into your life, to make it more prosperous, more fulfilling for you in the long term. So that's the cards we have today. That's the choices we have today. That's the process we have today. So look, is the universe giving us a message to say that, look, you have a bit of time now to begin to make the changes yourself, or the changes are going to have to be thrust upon you for your own greater good, so that you can move on and begin to spark further growth and creativity in your life. The choice is ours. So that is the message for today. I'll be back tomorrow to do day 18. Until then, take care everyone. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you all again very, very soon. Okay, bye bye.